Welcome to the program. This is Arafat Shafiq, morning at NTV. We're down in Kawanda Matuga at the Reggae Embassy. We're going to be talking to Rasta Latif. Rasta Latif Mado is commonly known for fashion designing and everything like that. But of recent, pandemonium came and everyone was talking about his dreadlocks that were cut. Now today we wanted to look at basically the history, influence of dreadlocks in the modern era. As you understand, in the ancient it was used for freedom, as freedom fighters used it in the Mau Mau rebellion. It was used severally, and right now we basically want to look at reggae in the modern era and its identity. But to give you a brief preamble on it, dreadlocks, also known as dreads or locks, are a hairstyle made of rope-like strands of hair. Now this is done by not combing the hair and allowing it to mat naturally, or by twisting it manually. The history of the name dreadlocks is unclear. Some authors trace them to the Rastafari, a group of whom apparently coined it in 1959 as a reference to their dread or fear of God. However, there are some writings of dreadlocks traced back to ancient cultures around the world. The earliest being written in evidence of dreadlocks dates back to between 2500 to 1500 BC, when the god Shiva and his followers are described as jata, meaning wearing knots of tangled hair. In many parts of Africa, locks are associated with strength and only worn by warriors. For example, warriors of the Fula and Wolof people of West Africa, and the Maasai and Kikuyu tribes of Kenya, where the Mau Mau rebellion existed. Now, interestingly, in Nigeria, among both the Yoruba and Igbo people, locked hair is viewed with suspicion when worn by adults, although when children are born with naturally matted hair, they are referred to as dada and viewed as spiritual beings. Now today, it is time to walk through the journey of dreadlocks, identity, modern era, and its evolution. We're speaking to Latif Madoy.
Ani yachikolera wa yachikolatia yachikoladi answers easy no. You can Google now, showing on the play. A man sewing on the plate, sewing on the plate. Simo China, Simo Nigeria, Simo America, Ngambia Simo China, Simo Nigeria. Mwana wa wano izi Latif Mado o ate mufirika izi Rastaman Latifu sewing on the plate. Latif sewing on the plate. Easy Latif Mado sewing on the plate. A man sewing on the plate. Oh, you can Google now.
Sir means senior intelligent Rasta.
So you are senior intelligent Rasta?
Yes, sir.
First and foremost, thank you for giving us an invitation here at Reggae Embassy. I didn't know it was such a wonderful place like this. A lot of things, structures are being constructed and everything.
Oh, yes.
I hope God grants you success in it.
Sure. It's a huge project. But anyway...
How did you come up with this idea?
It was a dream.
From where?
It's
like a prophecy of Marcus Garvey?
It's what I always dreamt of. I wanted to be in a large home where I can teach, where people can come, visit me, share with them ideas. I always dreamt big.
But again, it's this place where a lot of I don't know how to call them, tragic memories can be triggered from.
Oh, yeah.
You are picked from here, right behind us. You are picked from there, taken into custody,
Oh, yes.
and the next time we saw you outside, your dreadlocks were not on.
That's right.
How does it make you feel? How does it change your identity? Because we used to look up to you as Rasta Leaf or Ras Mado because of the dreadlocks.
Like you just introduced me, I'm his uniqueness, senior intelligent Rasta, Sir Leaf Latif Madoy, the fashionista or the fashion artist, fashion performer, fashion tutor, fashion designer. I'm a fashion artist all around. Back to your question, you know, they say whatever you earn in life comes with a challenge. You want to buy a big car, you have to foot the expenses of repairs, spare, fuel and things like that. But you really want to have a big car and everybody will be admiring you. And of course, when you make it and you meet big people, somebody somewhere is envious. It's just like the ode of life.
Yeah.
It's the ode of life, and that's what I regard to as the ode of life, the green, yellow, red, in that order. Because we are born, you know, like fresh, innocent. We are born fresh, like a green leaf.
Green leaf.
And when we grow up, like at this age, everybody is shining. So we are in yellow. Everybody is shining, but as you shine, someone is planning to put you in danger, and that is the red. So it's basically the order of life, and eventually you get into darkness. You die, in other words. That's the black that covers it.
So do you feel as though you're partly dead because the dreadlocks that identified you?
Not really, because it's also the perception, how you perceive it, you know. Whatever the challenge that you get is how you take it in. As for me, I had to believe and accept that, well, it has happened. Maybe it could even have happened in a different way. Maybe getting sick and I have to, or getting an accident and the scalp or the head is damaged and they have to treat me. They have to cut off the hair to treat me. So you easily accept, because it can happen in all ways. Because you even never know. Maybe God was trying to hide my identity so I could dodge danger. Because I know I've passed many people and they cannot recognize me. They really can't recognize me. Just a few who are very close to me can recognize me. And everybody was like, oh, he's the one? So that's the way it is. So you accept, and because you do not know what's the hidden agenda. You may treasure your hair, because I treasured my dreadlocks as my crown. I always told myself that I'm wearing a crown for 17 years. Nga ntudde ku namulondo yange nga nina crown yange. But some disrespectful persons, our security personnel, you know, because they don't respect human rights, they had to cut it off.
Have you ever gone back to open the books in regards to that law?
Not really, because I basically go by nature. I go by nature, because I feel hair is part of human nature. Because we are born, you grow hair, and I don't see the reason of cutting it. Maybe I can use it for something else.
In ancient cultures, they used to refer to it as spiritual antennas.
Yes, I know. But even besides that, because everybody knows, what is saying, like when something is about to happen, you feel like hair is flying off your head. It's a signal, you know. So hair plays a very great role in, you know, notifying. You know, ngabo nofuna ka notification ku simu nti ofunyeyo ka message oba ka email oba ka WhatsApp message, because they all, you know, click in with a different tone. So the hair plays almost the same role, like it's supposed to signify. So maybe something wrong or something bad is about to happen. No uliranga hair is enviri zikuvuddeko, so notandika okwetereza that way.
So Bird and Taps write that dreadlocks,
Yeah.
the name dreadlocks originated in the time of slave trade.
Yeah.
what role, and back then it was used, as a kind of a freedom code.
Yeah.
What is the role of dreadlocks in the modern world?
In the modern world, basically people grow dreadlocks. They even don't know about hair. They even don't know about dreadlocks, but it's regarded as a hairstyle. Like someone may braid, someone may have a haircut, someone may have a bald head. So some people just wear dreadlocks for fashion, like a hairstyle. But besides that, hair itself is a natural element. It's part of the human body that you must treasure, clean, look after. You get the point? If you have to grow it, yeah, clean it, make it look nice, make it look appealing. Like if everybody looks at you and they admire, so that way you can grow your
But even
dreadlocks.
though still there is a negative perception that
Yeah.
hinges around
But
dreadlocks.
I'm trying to drive to your point about about earning freedom and also have the confidence in you, because you cannot just grow hair when you can't express yourself.
Yeah,
You get my point.
because
You must be able
it's
to.
actually the reason why it rose from the Mau Mau eras,
Yeah.
Mau Mau rebellion eras.
Yeah,
You'd grow hairs, and at the time,
yeah,
the whites that were the colonialists of Kenya,
yeah.
they used to know that now this is a rebel person because of the dreadlocks.
Because of the dreadlocks.
That,
yes.
right now, does it still signify? Do we see still dreadlocks as a freedom fighting tool?
Actually, it's the freedom of expression, you know. If I can express myself totally to the world and feel the one love, which is the true identity of God. So I really respect my dreadlocks as my identity. Yeah, that's
How
it.
long have you had dreadlocks?
I think I had them since 2009.
For me, it's just easy. Dreadlocks are easier than normal hair for me. And I believe in freedom of expression, so I just do what I want, and I want dreadlocks.
So they make you feel comfortable as a
Yeah,
person?
yeah.
They make you feel alive as a human?
Yeah,
How long have you had them?
7 years.
Zindeetera okuwulira nti ndi wa ddembe free
Lwaki? Batya?
anti era nga bw'oziraba za ddembe okubeera nga zirabika nga bwe zaagadde.
Dreads nzikuza lwakuba zimpa eddembe kiraga nti nina right okuza enviiri zange, like lwaki Katonda yazimpa.
Buli omu ayogera ku kyeddembe, naye abasinga eyo wabweru mu community oba society wobeera ne dreads balabanga abayaaye. Gwe, how do you live with that?
We cannot live in other people's lenses, bo balina eddembe okutulabanga bwe baagala, naye naffe tulina obuvunaanyizibwa okulaga nti we are upright people.
As for me, it basically puts me in a position to believe that I have my freedom by growing my hair, because some youth cannot grow their hair because they don't have a job. They may not easily go get a job with the dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Maybe they will look at them in a very negative way. But to grow hair and you can sustain yourself, that signifies that you already have your freedom and you're exercising it. You get. So it puts you in a position to even work more, to be more aggressive, So if you're planning to grow hair, make sure you can feed yourself, you can look after yourself and others, because you may not be able to find a job.
So
You may not go to class, you may not teach, you may not go to parliament.
I left my teaching profession because of that. They would tell me to shave off my beard. They would tell me to shave off my hair. Literally every week, I needed to see a barber and go and do but it was not necessary. Yet the foreigners could grow their hair, and it was okay. Your hair has to be as short as possible.
I think zinoviiri then ne mind ebandala kitegeera ebanga identity.
So go identity, you identify as a Rasta.
Yeah.
I've been around Rastas most of my life. I have no problem with the dreadlocks at all, because At the same time, I'm also a Rasta, but I don't have to do it to be a Rasta.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why my hair was cut off, because when I went to claim at the OC's officer in charge of the prison, Kasanga prison, he mentioned something like that. Because, you know, the prisons here are not hygienic at all.
Yeah, very true.
They have lice, they have bed bugs, they have all sorts of that. You sleep on the floor. You can't put your hair on the floor. Some people don't have even slippers and they are stepping outside in the mud. Someone goes to the toilet without slippers, comes, steps on the floor where he's supposed to sleep. So a person like me, I cannot put my hair on that kind of a floor. So it was one of the reasons for hygiene. Basically, you cannot really keep it clean in the prison. The way it is in the prison, because you're sleeping down, there's so much lice. Some people are sweating. You cannot keep it clean.
Now, dreadlocks also, in terms of identity, it is one tool. It is one of the objectives which identifies a Rasta, and you are identified a Rasta because of dreadlocks. But
that's a very good question. One Rastaman sang, rest in power, Peter Tosh of Morgan Heritage family. He sang about you don't have to dread to be a Rasta. Because it's a divine conception of the heart. Actually, we must know who a Rasta is, who is a Rasta. As for me, a Rasta...
Was it Peter Tosh or was it Morgan Heritage?
That was Morgan Heritage.
Morgan Heritage.
Yeah, you don't have to dread to be a Rasta because it's a divine conception of the heart. You have to believe it. You know, okay, according to my definition, being Rasta is being human. Human being is Rasta being. So we are all born Rastas because Rasta is basically human. Chiwandyogedde mu Luganda nti okuba omuntu ngera okola ebintu eby'obuntu. So if you do anything against humanity, then you're not Rasta. That's why you would go to someone, nomugamba nti hey Rasta, nagamba, me I'm not Rasta. I don't smoke ganja. I don't have dreadlocks. You get the point?
Yeah, I'm getting
But you're born Rasta because you're born innocent, you're born very positive, you're born hopeful, you're born like a mirror. Everybody looks at you and even a snake cannot bite a baby. Did you know that? A snake cannot bite a baby because the baby cannot do any harm to a snake. But when we grow up, we start, turning. We become negative in a way. We adopt habits, bad habits. We start doing things against humanity. We kill even each other. We abuse each other. We steal others. You get my point?
Chronic said being a Rasta
that way, the level of your Rasta in you, the level of Rasta in you keeps on lowering. That's why someone will come to you and say, hey, Rasta, and you're not even able to pronounce or to accept that, oh, hey, Rasta. You're like a battery or a car that has a low battery. It cannot start the car, it cannot ignite the car, but it can put on the lights, it can sound the radio. You get my point? But it cannot ignite, it cannot start the car. That way it cannot sound. You cannot even say that I'm Rasta. Tosobola kwatula. In other words, because the level of your Rasta, battery your Rasta is zekirira. Inside you, you know you're doing things against humanity. You don't even feel because when you kill, you're not being human. A human is not supposed to kill each other. Human beings are not supposed to kill each other. We are not supposed to take people's things.
Chronic said that being a Rasta is renewing your allegiance to Gabriel Selassie on a daily.
Yes.
That every time you wake up, because being a Rasta is the character in you. It's not the person.
Exactly.
It's the character that describes you as a Rasta.
Anything that you would regard as positive vibrations, that is about Rasta. When somebody looks at you, has to see themselves like they are looking in a mirror and they admire that person.
Does the Rastafari in you kind of has an impact on your work as a creative?
Yes.
Because Rastafari is creativity.
Yes.
The dreadlocks are creativity themselves, the colors, how do they impact on your career, profession?
The dreadlocks or being Rasta?
Everything about Rasta, because dreadlocks are under Rastafari.
Well, I kept my dreadlocks for so many reasons as well. Because I knew I would not involve myself in crime. Because I'm afraid I don't want to lose my hair. I don't want to lose my crown. There are many things I wouldn't do that are shameful to me and the people who care about me and the people that I care about. So that's why I kept my hair. It's one way it kind of guides you. There are certain things you cannot do in public or in a society when you're wearing dreadlocks. You get my point?
I'm getting it.
Because it's a crown, chirichitiwa. You earn respect for that. You would wonder, how would you keep it when you're youth in this kind of a nation for 17 years without being arrested and being taken to prison and being cut off the dreadlocks? So in a way, it keeps you disciplined, ethical, and things like that. My nature, I find it stylish to have dreadlocks. I find it respectful to have dreadlocks, grown dreadlocks. The people that I follow who are my icons, like the Bob Marley, Lucky Dube, they have dreadlocks.
Actually,
and I
about
basically
Lucky
admire them.
You've talked about Lucky
So
Dube.
I find no problem having my dreadlocks, despite that I don't even have any history about dreadlocks. But I find it natural growing dreadlocks. Because like I told you, hair is a natural thing to human.
Was it one of the phenomena that linked you with Lucky Dube to even reach a point of designing him in 2003?
I didn't even recognize him before that he had dreadlocks, because I heard the music before I saw the person.
Yes.
And to me, the music was very positive. The lyrics were positive. It was sounding nice, lyrically, rhythmically. It was really nice. And when I heard the messages, I would follow that. Because when you're adopting friends, there are people that you cannot adopt as friends. You get my point? Maybe they are dirty, maybe the way they talk to people, the way they talk to in the public, you don't want to associate with such people. There may be habits, their characters, you don't want to associate with them. But there are people you would want to associate with. They are smart, they are always clean, they talk nice, they are kind. So that's what I follow. You get my point. So I heard about Lucky Dube's music when I was still very young. I was at baptism. Long time ago, before even I knew his name. You get my point. So the music was playing. I was very young. Then when I grew, I was like, oh, that was very nice music I had when I was still little. Then I started following him. That's when I realized that he's a Rastaman. Actually, before we used to think Lucky Dube was a Jamaican, but actually he was a South African. So we started liking his music, the messages in the music. That's how I liked him. So the time we came to Uganda, I was like, I need to do something for the person whose music I use in my creation. When I'm creating, I'm listening to Lucky Dube music, a lot of Lucky Dube music. Not that I don't listen to other music, but a lot of Lucky Dube music. So I use it in my creation. So it was just a way of gifting him, thanking him for his music, for his message. So that's how it happened.
In a summary of what you've been talking about is like dreadlocks allows individuals to express their authenticity. And you've talked about Lucky Dube and everything, and whenever we see a person who has dreadlocks, we immediately attach them to reggae music as an identified genre of music. How does it come about? How the two blend?
Rastas, reggae music is more of a Bible, I would say, because reggae music is the one that carries the message.
So there is also a rhythm called spiritual rhythm.
But now Rasta, some people regard it as a religion, just like Christianity, but they get the message from the Bible. So that's why I'm kind of, putting dots so you can the layman can easily understand that if you see a Rastaman, maybe you think that he's a believer of Rastafarianism, right? But how he gets the message or how he delivers the message is through reggae music, which is more of the Bible. Actually, in one of my revolution songs, it's called.
Oh, you are a singer?
Yes, of course, I do fashion-inspired music. I had to, write a song. But the song is about thanking God for getting me arrested.
Why? Why are you thanking God for getting you arrested?
And detained. First of all, because I'm thanking him because I was arrested and detained, but he made it possible for me to get released. But also, you cannot have that kind of experience in a prison if you're not arrested. So if you want to know what happens in the prison, get arrested. So you can get that kind of experience. If you know what really exactly what happens in the prison, you must be detained. So I just thank him that I was detained. It revealed to me a lot of things. This is when I discovered that we are living in a free world. That's not a free world. But the free world, it too much worse. Certain things we don't even give a damn, we don't even concentrate on, we are not keen about certain things.
Microwave generation.
Because tulimunsi ya wasi. But now you're arrested, you're detained, now you come. You can even concentrate and think of things that you've not given time to think about. Critically, like...
So it was all because of your time in prison?
Yeah. I wrote about 5 songs in prison.
How long have you been in the fashion industry?
All my life. That's what I've been practicing. The girls go for kwepena, the boys go for dulu. I was into craft work. So I was basically practicing fashion.
As we are coming towards the end of the discussion,
yeah.
Fashion and design, dreadlocks and everything Rastafari is one of the things that got you arrested because of your fashion the fashions that you make.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the allegations that were put on you, right?
Actually, that's a very beautiful question. I really wanted to talk about that. What you're saying is wrong. Even what they alleged was wrong.
Do you still see contemporary, the life that you live in, dreadlocks, Rastafari and fashion, still have a courage on contemporary politics?
The heart is strong. The heart is strong as Rastafari. I have dreadlocks. This is how dreadlocks start.
Yeah, kinky.
I have dreadlocks still. They are still young. But it's nice that my daughter, she's 14 years. My hair was 17 years. She had never seen me with the hair like this. I didn't know, maybe she didn't know that I was born like this, like any other person. Maybe she thought I was born with the hair. So that's another reason I would put that maybe my daughter has a chance to see me normally like any other person.
So you're talking about fashion and how you were arrested?
But how I was arrested was because I made a beautiful outfit, costume for his senior intelligent Rasta, Sir Bobby Wise. That was the reason. Ngabolaba nti even mu masomero onyuma nnyo abana ne bakuteeka.
Yali anyumye nnyo. Mugato bagamba yali avimbye.
Fashion has a great sound and has a very threatening sound. You know? Naye omuntu bw'akuboggolera. It's how you take it. Nsobola okukubogolera, especially bwe mbogolera omwana wange, I expect my son okumanya nti daddy anyiize.
Yes.
So tajja kitwala personal nti namubogoledde. You get my point?
I do.
So that's the sound of fashion. In that attitude. Kati his senior intelligent Rasta, Sir Bobby Wise, come and he's like, I'm back on stage. I have this concert in the UK. I need an attitude. Go manyo kumpa outfit is impa attitude. So I was like, but you remember we had that overall. Nangamba, correct. Let's redo the same overall. Because I had made the first one. So nemukolera overall, this time around ngeri advanced mu. You get the point. Ngeri well representing, national representing, enough flags. Because abasajja bagamba nkola uniforms zibeerako n'amayinja. Olabako amayinja ku ovulo ya Bobby Wine?
Sijategerezanga.
Bagamba nkola uniforms. Did they even have proof that I make uniforms? Yeah, I don't make uniforms. I make costumes. Especially for Bobby Wine, even before politics. Because I made him a black overall. Way back. even before politics.
Wakolera
So
kona
when he
business
was doing his Tojikwatako thing, he was like, I need that kind of attitude to face this challenge. So Nemogamba, you remember the black overall I made you? Nagamba, yes, but this time around, make it red. He was basically embracing the national color, because red is a national color. It's all about us. Which color you want to wear? Like you wanted black, I may want red. Another one may want yellow. Abagala red bwe banga be basinze obungi mu national colors si musango. You get the point. So nkola overall eyereeta ebizibu. I had made the first barrette and enkofiira eyo neereeta ebizibu. It's not even the first time enkofiira zindeetedde ebizibu. Even in school I was expelled for making hats. You get the point. So I made the first barrette and they manufactured it, I think, in China. I don't know. So nenda bange enkofiira egenda kukwasa aba youth. That's why I changed the name mukolera the bucket hat that you saw he was wearing with the overall.
Yeah.
It's even becoming more popular. Everybody is like, I need a bucket hat like the presidents, the people's president. I mean, I'm into another president. President Yoweri Museveni, the people president of Uganda. The people's president. President w'abantu bonna. You know. I'm sorry, Mr. President, but I mean that's the fact. Abantu bo basalawo. So, omukulu mukolera overall anyuma nnyo. Nga bwolaba we mubigenda okuwakanya ku mupiira mwambala jaze. Tiimu ne webe basinga amaanyi naye musobola ogibiitinga by how smart you guys are. Kale esobola okubanga threatening oba striking nnyo. You get the point. Wali obaddeko ku ssomero. Ekyo mwali mu experience nzeeko. Kubanga was expelled after designing the school jerseys at Nabomali High School. Ezo jerseys zaakola nnyo. That time Nabomali winning emipiira mingi. They didn't consider that. They simply just expelled me for introducing fancy dressing because they are not allowing people to wear hats. So nze nenkola nnyo enkofiira, but we are using them ku mipiira, like when we have a match, we all wear hats. Naye nga zirinawo kyekireetawo zithreateninga tiimu eri etya. Oba nfuna bulungi. So I actually nenkola overall eyo nenjiwa erinnya the freedom fighters overall. Kati olwokubanga Bobby Wine nagikolera Bobby Wine ne bagyatachinga ku freedom fight ye. Oba nfuna bulungi. But the freedom fighters overall, as for me, overall being a workwear. You get my point? Because I know overall is a workwear. We were basically fighting for freedom for workers. Ngabola bantu omulimu gwange gunsibya. But we need to be free from that. Oba nfuna bulungi. So nali nakola overall eyo nga nagiwa erinnya even before politics. It's called the freedom fighters overall. Bobby Wine bwe yajjanga ayagala ekyambalo ekinamu attitude ne mugamba nti olwanirira freedom. Tukuteeke mu ovule ya freedom fighters. But initially even here it's a topic, the freedom fighters overall. Nga bwe tusoma, it's a project. Nga bwe tusoma skats.
Wano kusomero lyo mugisoma.
Yeah, of course, osoma overall. It's a project. It's a
no,
project.
Specifically that
freedom. Ogisoma nga project. Era osoma empale nga project. Osoma skirt nga project. Osoma enkofiira nga project. Because in fashion, those are projects basically. Kati ne overall nayo is a project. Ogisoma. Oba nfuna bulungi. So kati we nali nsome creating that overall. Just because nalaba kyambalo kye kiyinza okumusuutinga mu byambalo byensobola okukola. Ate nga ne cause ye is about fighting for freedom. So ne ngamba, since n'abakozi nabo ate is also advocating for abakozi kubiriza abaana beebereremu babire nga bakola. You know, you get to the point. So ne ngamba, okay, since this is a workers wear, this is a work wear. Bobby Wine tumuteke n'omulamwa gugende maaso, agende maaso nga akubiriza abantu okukola ng'ali mu freedom fighters overall, since he's also fighting for freedom. But the freedom we are fighting for is for us, the workers. It's even in the song that omulimu gwange gwansibya, n'omulimu gwange gwansibya. You get? So if they can term this job as a crime, then I would choose to be a criminal, and I would seek to be put in prison. That's why I'm turning my school into a prison. Now this whole school is a prison. Because I learned that prison is professionalism, R is prison rehabilitation, I is integrity, S is sanity, O is oneness, and N is nationalistic. It's all wrong in the prison. There's no rehabilitation, there's no professionalism, there's no oneness, there's nothing like that. So I turned prison into put Rastas in schools of nurturing. So all the schools that I'm making, I'm going to help the government. I'm going to help the government build more prisons. Because even the prisons are too full. So Rastas can stay, we stay in prison. That's why I put Rastas in schools of nurturing. You get the point?
I do.
So if this job is a crime, therefore I choose to be a criminal. And I should be put in prison. So abarasta basigaleyo mu ghetto ngenda basangeyo mbagabire ebyalani mbasomeserezaawo ate onojja okwata omuntu already ali mu prison. Someone is already in prison. Are you going to come and arrest Rastas in prison? Because you're not even promoting nature. You're cutting off their hair. You're doing many things against humanity. Rasta against Rasta. Rasta is human. Buntu, human. Humanity. You get the point.
One people.
So put Rastas in schools of nurturing.
Your last word.
Prison.
Your
Yes,
last
sir.
word. Your last word.
My last word?
Yeah.
I just want to encourage the people, my supporters. First of all, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the Almighty One, the Creator, my guide, protector, and provider of us all.
Amen.
You know, for getting me arrested and also enabling me get released. I want to thank you, Jah. I want to thank my family. They really did a great job. All my family members, I cannot mention, my friends, and all the people we are praying for me, you know, to get released. Because I had no problem, I had no crime, but it was worth it. I had to go and, you know, discover more things for you.
You know Don Stefan's song,
And
Augustin?
I want to encourage the parents. You know, we have painted a very bad picture. I understand the OC, the spokesperson of police, he was talking nothing but, you know, tarnishing the name. He scared the parents, he scared the students who would love to come, he scared my clients. They think they are working with a criminal. He scared everybody, but I'm encouraging you, please come to the Reggae Embassy. Reggae Embassy, we don't have a gate. You're always welcome. Come visit us, make orders, come learn, and let's get skilled.
All right, Latif Mado.
Yes, sir.
Though he never lives with the dreadlocks anymore, with that identity, he's still mindful of what the dreadlocks taught him. And he has the scars. You've seen he doesn't have the hair, so he has the scars to show the long life that he went through. I'm Arafat Shafiq. This has been Morning at NTV. Catch you up next time.
Kati ate olusi nekikuwa ekifaananyi nti kankole ki kanzibike. Kati ate obw'ozibika zifuuka so rich nti buli omu ayagala kulaba kikyokola ki ky'oyina.
Program kuzokusaba abavubuka kubajja kubikubwa bikubo bibajjako soka bakuleetingirawo bulimbwe bana baliko kwayo basipula okuba aido okusookera ddala okubanga bakubwa nnyo.
Amanya bakuyitaani?
Pita Kabaka Kiyimba.
Kabaka Kiyimba. Kabaka ndaba olina dread ziri shata.
Yes, I am.
Dread ezo ozikuziza bbanga.
Biri myaka nga mukaaga kati.
Nga munnabyamizannyo?
Ndi munnabyamizannyo era nzanya boxing. Ng'era we nkitungamukko n'eno.
Oli boxer ate otunge material bibalansi mutya kubanga boxing yeetaagamu obudde okugenda.
Buli kimu kibaako n'obudde bwakyo era nga obimanyi. Buli kimu kiwa n'ettime obanga ate nga okizuuka n'ogamba kati kanywa ekyayi ku makya kandi ekyemisana n'ekyeggulo naye nga ate n'obwo obudde bw'ogenda okutambuliramu ng'okoze ebintu ebyo waliwo ttime gy'ogenda obeerawo ogenda ononye ssente okole biki